Welcome everybody to a little bit of a different video. By the way, if you like this concept, let me know, because I'm gonna do some more of those because there are a lot of options to choose from. But let me explain first. Today, we're all about this guy. Or this guy. You get what I'm saying? I am going to be reading Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief because the series Percy Jackson and the Olympians is not so far away anymore. Like I can reach it. It's 5 more days for me at the point of recording this. By the time you're seeing this, the series has been out for like a few days. I'm extremely excited. I've read the Percy Jackson books. I know them and I've seen the old movies, and I have to say, I am probably the only person in the world who still enjoyed those old movies. They are my comfort movies. Granted, they are nothing like the books, but today we are reading the book, and then once the series comes out, I'm gonna react to the first episode of that series to just see how well it does, how similar it is. So I think it's time to just jump into the reading portion of this video, and then later I'm gonna be able to compare them, and I'm so excited. Just a warning for everybody. This video will contain plot spoilers. I will have a lot of spoilers in here because honestly, I cannot control myself. So I will spoil this storyline for you all I can. And I can already say this right now. If the show does not have the trident scene where Poseidon claims his son in that river, if the show does not have that scene, I will literally murder somebody. That's a little harsh. But I'll be very angry because that scene is my Roman Empire and I love it and I think about it a lot. I have my post-it notes, so here we go. Also, if my light is weird, like there is a lot of sunlight right now. I'm already excited to just read this book just because of that trident scene. I am, however, very scared that that scene, the trident scene, isn't gonna be in the first episode. Chapter 1! The chapter names in these. 1. I accidentally vaporized my pre-algebra teacher. I'm 7 pages in and I'm loving it again. It's such a great book. Grover is such a good friend. I love Grover. And they hate Nancy Bobo Fit. First off, what kind of name is that? I'm so excited for this. You don't even know how happy I am about this. Not the fact that the water just grabbed Nancy and pulled her into a fountain, but the fact that things are going down, you know? I'm so happy. This is my jam. You go, Percy! He kills the Fury. I always forget about that, because in the old movie, I'm just gonna call it the old movie, the Logan Lerman movie, okay? She gets away, she just disappears, and Percy doesn't do anything. Then again, Percy is 12. And the good thing about this book is Percy thinks like a 12-year-old. He's always like, what's going on? I'm confused. Which is normal for a 12-year-old when your entire world is turned upside down. So I just like it, and it makes a lot of sense. It makes sense to me. I could just make an entire video just on the chapter names. Chapter 2, 3 old ladies knit the socks of death. So good. Imagine listening into a conversation between your best friend and your Latin teacher, and they're like, we must keep him alive until next October. I would be very confused. I mean, I would be terrified and confused. And I would just barge in and be like, what do you mean, keep me alive? But Percy is just like, okay, keep me alive. Keep me alive. Maybe that's because I'm 11 years older than Percy is in this book. Ah. Why am I so old? Ah. In case you don't want to do the maths, I'm 23. Poor baby Percy. Don't tell a kid that he's not normal. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get that it's a good thing to not be normal. He just wants to be normal. Oh, I forgot that he's in a rich people's school. With people going to Switzerland for holidays. I mean, I could go to Switzerland for the holidays because I can literally walk there. Yeah. What are the chances that something as grand as Camp Half-Blood is just in upstate New York? I mean, there's probably multiple Camp Half-Bloods, right? Like, in the world. Because you can't just put every single one in New York. You would have to fly them out to New York. Chapter 3. Grover unexpectedly loses his pants. Didn't know that Sally's parents died in a plane crash when she was 5. Poor Sally Jackson. Ugh, Gabe. We don't like Gabe. I don't think anybody in the world likes Gabe. Gabe's the fake dad. He's not a fake dad. He's the boyfriend, Sally's boyfriend. They're married. Correction. Gabe is Sally's husband. Also known as Smelly Gabe. I like Smelly Gabe. We should stick with Smelly Gabe. The cabin! They're going to the cabin! I always forget about the cabin. Oh my god. I'm wondering if they're gonna put the cabin in the show. Like, the cabin is... In my opinion, the cabin was always the most useless thing in the whole book because, I read Percy Jackson pretty late because when I first wanted to read Percy Jackson, I was in a phase where I wouldn't read any books with a male protagonist. I just wouldn't. Which was just like, I think I've just finished all the Harry Potter books and then I was ready to start these. And then I was just done with male characters. So I read Percy Jackson very, very late. I read it 2 years ago for the first time. So I've actually watched the movie before I read the book, which I think is the reason why I like the movie and also the book. It's just my theory. But I always forget that they go to this cabin at the beach. And I remember thinking that the cabin was a useless part in the plot. I'm interested in seeing if they put the cabin in the TV show. But we'll see that. I think this is definitely still going to be in the first episode. I have a feeling, though, that the Trident scene that I want to see is not going to be in the first episode, which is sad. I think by now we all know that Gabe does not deserve Sally Jackson because Sally Jackson is the best mom in the world and Gabe is just a douchebag. But Sally needs him because he's smelled so bad that nobody can smell Percy. Which is so sad. She's with this guy because she wants to protect her son. Okay, so Percy is described as black hair, green, bluish eyes. I don't know his name, but the actor in the series, he's blonde. I don't mind it. I don't actually mind that the characters look different as long as they fit in the roles. And I can only decide if they fit in the roles once I see it. But from what I've seen so far, I think that all three, so Grover, Annabeth, and Percy, they seem to fit really great. I'm not sure, of course. I can tell you that later once I see the show. But I think that the casting has been done very well. The amount of detail. As a Greek mythology nerd geek person, I find it very funny that Rick Riordan added the little thing that he had a snake in his bed and he strangled it. Like Hercules did. So good. It's the little things, you know? It's just the little things that make it so much better. Chapter 4. My mother teaches me bullfighting. These chapter names are just perfect. Exquisite. Where did that come from? I know where that came from. I watched an entire season of Bridgerton. I mean, not an entire season because I skipped half of it. I'm just here for the pretty dresses. Exquisite. That's not creepy. Telling your best friend that you've been watching him. Okay, the less you know, the fewer monsters you attract. I always forget about that, but it makes sense. Percy! Look at him just saying, wait, I lost it. Even if you are half a barn animal, you're my best friend. I don't want you to die. That's weirdly cute. So they're being chased by the Minotaur. We don't know that they're being chased by the Minotaur yet. But I know that they're being chased by the Minotaur, so I know things. Oof. Don't say his name. Names have power! But fear of a name only increases fear of the thing itself. We've learned that from Miss Hermione Granger. The car just exploded and now Gabe doesn't have a car anymore. We're happy about that. Don't separate! That's the worst idea ever. Have none of you ever watched a horror movie? Yeah, run, Percy, run! Rawr. I kid you not, I can't read it in a regular way. My head is just like, rawr. Even though it's probably like a deep, gurgling roar that this animal is doing, but my head is just like, rawr. Imagine the Minotaur being like, rawr. I'm having so much fun right now. Percy Jackson, 12 years old, has just killed the Minotaur. Rawr. I have a feeling that this is, like, after killing the Minotaur, this is where the first episode will end. Because Percy is unconscious. And then I think he wakes up for the next chapter. And then that's where the war games start. And he's, like, introduced to the Hermes cabin. Which one? Cabin 5? Why am I thinking of cabin 5? Or is it cabin 8? We're gonna find out either way. But I have a feeling that this is where the first episode will end. I'm just excited to see if I'm correct. So, chapter 5, I play Pinnacle with a horse. Annabeth is here. I can relate to that. He's just like describing his dream. I had weird dreams full of barnyard animals. Most of them wanted to kill me. The rest wanted food. That sounds so much like my own dreams. Because most of the time, my dreams are full-on fantasy novels, and stuff happens and it's just weird. I once tried to fight a zombie with a lettuce. Just throwing that in there. I actually threw the lettuce at the zombie. It worked, but yeah, those are my dreams. They're as messed up as Percy's. Okay, so Annabeth is, in the book, is described as a girl with curly blonde hair that hovers over her. Now, I know that we're not getting curly blonde hair, we're getting curly dark hair, but I think she has braids. But I think as long as, like I said earlier, as long as the character fits her and she's doing a good job, I don't give a damn what they look like. So, I'm just excited. Can you tell I'm excited? Maybe. Grover is like, you saved my life. Your mother died. But I got you this horn so that you can remember the worst day of your life. Here, take it. Chiron and Mr. D are rating. Like, imagine you're going to, like, a summer camp, and then there's a guy who's half horse, and then there's Mr. D, and you walk up to him and he's like, hi, I'm Dionysus, god of wine. But I can't drink wine right now because I'm cursed. I can only drink water, so every time I pour wine, it turns into water. I'm like a reverse Jesus. Cabin 11 is the cabin, the Hermes cabin for the travelers and the misfits and everybody who doesn't know where they fit in. Cabin 11. Wait, cabin 3 is where Percy is later. That's cabin 3. Because the Poseidon cabin is cabin 3, because 1 is Zeus, 2 is Hera. Hera? Hera? How do you say it in English? Because in German it's Hera. Anyway, Zeus's wife. And then cabin 3 is Poseidon. The Greek gods are very much alive. I feel like Olaf. I live. I mean, it should have been a dead giveaway that Sally called her son Perseus. And he's confused if he's really a demigod. But his name is Perseus. Is it weird to name your son after their cousin? Because technically Perseus is Percy's cousin. Because he's Zeus's son and Percy is Poseidon's son. I mean, we don't know that yet. That's just me knowing things. That's the question I would like to ask as well. You mean the Greek gods are here? Like, in America? Okay, so the logic that they have here is that the gods move with the Western civilization. I mean, they could have stayed in Europe. He just turned straight into a horse. Oh, okay, now here we go. How I became Supreme Lord of the Bathroom. I like this scene. I like it. I like when he blows up the toilets. Just casual. That got lost in the movie. They're talking about Grover right now, and Percy's just casually asking, like, and there's like, he's so small for his age. How old is he? He's 28. That's a little sad. Grover has been the equivalent of a middle school student for the past 6 years. I just want him to blow up the bathroom. Ooh. Clarice. I didn't know that we were already meeting Clarice this early. I forgot about her, honestly, because in the movie... Why do I take the movie as a reference? But in the movie, we only meet Clarice in the second movie, obviously. But I think we met her right now. She was the girl in the extra, extra, extra large Camp Half-Blood t-shirt. In orange, of course. Annabeth! We're meeting Annabeth. Percy, you're meeting your future wife. Luke. Luke is the counselor? I know too much for this book. Oh, so noted. We don't say Fury anymore, we say the kindly ones. Why? I don't know, but we do, apparently. Percy is so cute. He has no clue what's going on. Annabeth is just like, you don't choose your cabin. It depends who your parents are. And Percy is like, my mom is Sally Jackson. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Okay, so Percy floods the bathroom and Annabeth is like, I'm thinking I want you on my team for Capture the Flag. Chapter 7. My dinner goes up in smoke. Cabin 6. Athena. Ooh. Oh, I like Athena. Athena is a good goddess. All of them are good. My favorite Greek goddess is probably Nike. Oh, so the mom doesn't know either. See, that's the difference between the movie and like the book, because in the movie they already put him immediately in cabin 3 because they know who he is, because he has realized that he can stay underwater for an unlimited amount of time, and that's not normal. But in this one, he just doesn't know yet, and that's fun. She's out for blood right now. Some campers only stay the summer. If you're a child of Aphrodite or Demeter, you're probably not a real powerful force. Don't bully them. They probably have a lot to offer the world. Imagine taking a field trip to Olympus. Like other people go to like a zoo or to a museum, but no, they go to Olympus and meet the gods. The Empire State Building. I still think that it's ridiculous that Olympus is in the Empire State Building on the 600th floor. That's like during the winter solstice. That's when somebody stole the lightning bolt. Who could it have been? The counselor, Luke, came over. Yeah, I'm bad. I'm so bad at not spoiling things for people. Sorry. To the gods. Imagine playing a game of Capture the Flag and the only rule is no killing, no maiming allowed. Sounds like my kind of game. I would die instantly. Alright, so another difference from the movie. Clarice is the one that we're fighting against, which is, I think it makes a lot of sense, and I think it's sad that they didn't put Clarice in earlier, because you would have hated her more if she was a bully in the first movie already. And since they only put her in so late, wasn't the best. No maiming! Oops, I guess I lost my dessert privileges. You killed somebody. No dessert for a week. The hologram. A trident. Or just a fancy fork. Poseidon, Earthshaker, Stormbringer, father of horses. Hail Perseus Jackson, son of the sea god. If this scene isn't in the TV show, I will be throwing fists. I'm going mad. How am I already this far into the book? How is this book so good? I've read this before. How is it still so good? I'm so excited for this. I didn't know that the scene that I loved so much was 126 pages into this book. I know we're not there yet, okay? I know we're not there yet, but she calls him Seaweed Brain and he calls her Wise Girl. In my opinion, Percy Jackson is one of the greatest friends to lovers romance in a fantasy world. I love it so much. I love that they're, like, in the first book, they're just, like, slowly becoming friends. They're 12. That's how it's supposed to be. And then, like, they only get together in, like, the last 2 books a little bit. And then the last, really, chapter 10. I ruined a perfectly good bus. This is where the bus happens. I knew that was the bus scene. I knew it. For some reason, I have the feeling that they're gonna remove the bus scene from the series as well. It just feels like they would. But we're now in chapter 11. We visit the Garden Gnome Emporium. And we meet Medusa. Guess who just took a shower and had lunch and changed outfits? Me. I did that halfway through. Let's do the other half. So we're currently... Where are we? Yes. So I read a little bit while I was making lunch. So we're currently at the... We just met Medusa. And now they're running. We're still at the Garden Emporium, but we're currently running from Medusa. There were signs that this lady was weird because she knew all their names before they actually said their names. She was always talking about herself in the plural, and then she was telling a story about her two sisters and how she was cursed by Athena. Well, she didn't say it specifically as that, and then she mentioned multiple times how Annabeth had these lovely gray eyes, and I was like, that is sketchy, okay? If you have not caught on to the fact that this is sketchy, like, Annabeth caught on. But Percy just isn't the brightest candle on the Christmas tree. That is all I have to say about Percy. I can't take them seriously. I just misread that. Well, I didn't, but Grover yells, like, they're running, and Grover's like, duck. But in my head, I'm just like, duck! As if they were a duck there, but he's supposed to duck. I think it's funny. You miserable satyr. These noises. Arg. You have to cut her head off. What? You crazy? Let's get out of here. Oh, Percy is stupid. Yuck. Mega yuck. Nobody says mega yuck, do they? If so, I would like to have a word with them. Please. I like it. He just sent Medusa's head to the gods. Percy is just petty on another level. Chapter 12. We get advice from a poodle. See, this makes a lot more sense. Percy is not really the hero in the first book. All he wants to do is get his mom back from hell. So he's like, I don't give a damn about that stupid lightning bolt. Like, I want my mom back. And he doesn't care about saving the world. That's not his deal. That's what he grows into the older he gets. But for now, he just wants his mom back, which I think is a natural reaction for a 12-year-old. In all honesty, I forgot there was a poodle involved. I forgot about it. And the poodle's name, Gadolia. That's not a dog's name. No dog's gonna remember their own name if it's Gadolia. Sorry to all the dogs out there whose name is Gadolia. Chapter 13. I plunge to my death. It's a good one. It's a good one. Page 200. This is so fast. Reading this book is so fast because it's so fun. She wants to become an architect. Imagine you're like a demigoddess and you're the daughter of Athena and you're this super warrior person. You're extremely clever, but you're so humble that your dream is to become an architect. I love that. Haven't they learned by now? Every time they split up, something happens. Sure, I'll take the next elevator. It's a horrible idea. Fire breathing and poisonous. It's my type of chihuahua. Echidna. Mother of monsters. Interesting. You learn something new every day. Ooh, she has a reptilian face. She's one of those lizard people. The carpet is burning. I repeat, the carpet is burning. Percy is burning. This fight was over way faster. It took like a half a page. He's bitten by the Chimera, and then he just jumps into the Mississippi River down below. Chapter 14. I become a known fugitive. This is getting better and better. And then flaboom. I think flaboom is the point where he drops in the water, actually. It is really, really cool when people say, like, do not trust the gifts. Excuse me? Do you know something I don't know? Why not just tell me what's going on? Why say, do not trust the gifts? It's like somebody says to you, like, don't eat that. Don't trust it. And you're like, just tell me it's poisonous. I won't eat it. See? It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Apparently it is hard because this water nymph just talks about everything but what she's supposed to talk about. Chapter 15, A God Buys Us Cheeseburgers. Good. These titles, they're so good. I have to say, I kind of forgot about the whole water park thing. I mean, I didn't forget about it. I forgot about it, okay? Okay? Just for a quick second. And I remembered that I think the water park scene was fun, but I don't get it necessarily. But see, it's a little unnecessary in my opinion. Like, all that they do, I mean, technically, this introduces a little more of the gods. It introduces Ares for the first time. In the movies, he never gets introduced. So, with this is, of course, for people who have no idea about the Greek gods. So, obviously, you have to introduce Ares, and with introducing him, you also introduce Aphrodite, and then you also introduce Hephaestus, and their whole triangle that they've got going on. I see why it's necessary. I also think that it's not necessary. And the next is we take a zebra to Vegas. I think the van is probably like zebra colored, isn't it? No, they're going in like a zoo transport. Okay, I get that. These poor kids are like surviving on a package of double stuffed Oreos. But I mean, okay, so we're now getting into Grover's backstory with Talia and stuff, and we know that Grover failed to save Talia. But if you have a satyr and they have failed to save one of the most important people, you don't give them an equally important person, do you? Like, just let them save somebody, like one of Aphrodite's daughters, maybe, if they're not as magical. Because, of course, people are trying to kill Percy. Of course they are. You've got the biggest heart of any satyr ever. You're a natural searcher. That's why you'll be the one who finds Pan. Look at them being all cutesy, emotional, and besties. I like the fact that Grover can talk to animals. It's kind of cute. The way he talks to this lion and the zebra. Oh, he can understand the zebra because it's a horse and Poseidon made the horses. It all makes sense in my brain now. Oh, no. They're with the Lotus Eaters now. This is already very suspicious. Like, putting 3 kids that look like they're 12 years old, because they are 12 years old, putting them in a casino and giving them, like, cash cards to actually gamble with seems sketchy to me, because, it's not allowed, so, yeah, but look at this, look at this! I can't believe I'm getting through this book so fast, but it's so much fun. Just Annabeth playing trivia. So cute. Oh, so they're getting the pearls to get back from hell from Poseidon and like from the sea lady. From the ocean lady, right? That's where they're getting them from. Okay, that makes sense. It makes so much more sense that they're specific pearls for the ocean, like what belongs to the ocean will return to the ocean and will take them with them. That makes sense. You must listen to your heart. They're always giving such vague information. Like, listen to your heart. If you know something, just say it. Chapter 18, Annabeth does obedience school. I don't know what to expect from this chapter. I don't know. They're such teenagers. I rarely read books with such young protagonists. And it's like, Annabeth grabbed hold of my hand. And under normal circumstances, this would have embarrassed me. But I understood how she felt. It's like they're like, ew, gross. You're so gross, Percy. No, they're cute. Imagine the 3 judges of death are King Minos, Thomas Jefferson, and Shakespeare. And they're like judging where you go. So your backpack weighs a ton, huh? What's in there now? I could never guess. Yeah, anyway, interesting. I never paid much attention to what Hades is described at. He was at least 10 feet tall, dressed in black silk robes, and a crown of braided gold. His skin was albino white, his hair shoulder length and jet black. Interesting. Interesting. Chapter 20. I battle my jerk relative. Guess who that relative is? Ares. Oh, look at Annabeth being a bestie, giving him her necklace. Look at this. I mean, just look at it. 327 pages in. Anxious. The fact that Percy Jackson, a 12-year-old, just battled with Ares and sort of kind of won is just incredible. Look at the Furies being nice and helpful, returning the helmet to Hades. That's good, that's good. Oh, chapter 21. I saddle my tab. Kronos, King of Titans. Oh, these books are so great. Oh my gosh. A hero's fate is never happy. It's never anything but tragic. I mean, he's got a point. Imagine Poseidon calling you a queen. You won at that point, right? Chapter 22. The prophecy comes true. It rhymes. I think this is the last chapter. I like that Dionysus is still calling him Peter Johnson. It just fits with his character very much. It's on brand for him. Of course, we all knew it was Luke. We all knew it was Luke. And, okay. See, why didn't you just get into the water with the scorpion? Yeah, but he's fine. He's fine. How are you feeling? Like I've been frozen and then microwaved. I should use that. I should, like when people are asking me, how are you doing? I'm like I've been frozen and microwaved. I think it would be good. I did it! Ta-da! I finished the book and it took me 2.5 hours to finish this book. Now, I kind of spread out those 2.5 hours over like the entire day, because now it's not even 5 p.m. I started this at like 12. But yeah, it's fun. Percy Jackson, always a good book. And I think now I'm just gonna show you the footage that I will shoot in the future of me watching the first episode of the show. Because honestly, I can't even wait. I'm super, super excited. Like, reading this book now was the perfect decision, because now I'm even more hyped. I have incredibly high hopes. So if this goes downhill, I am very, very disappointed. Hi! So, quick disclaimer, the reaction to the show is going to come tomorrow, because this video would be about 2 hours long if I didn't do this. So I'm gonna post that tomorrow. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. That's easy to remember, right? So in case you're like me and you're celebrating New Year's Eve at home with a few people and you're hoping to be in bed by like 12:30 because you're like a grandma on the inside, then maybe you can watch it. And then you can be happy about it and spend your New Year's Eve with me, which would be fun, because none of us would actually need to talk to each other. We could just spend our New Year's Eve together. I would be doing a lot of talking, because I've been doing a lot of talking. But yeah, that's the plan. I like it. So that's what we're doing, and that is why I'm saying goodbye to you for now. We will see each other tomorrow for the next one. And I hope you are having an awesome rest of the day, rest of almost the last day of the year, whenever you're watching this. It could be that you're watching this at a completely different day, then that's fine. I will have the second video linked below as soon as it's up, and I will also have it linked, like, right after this. So, just check that one out as well, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye! quick spoiler for the next one. It's gonna be so much fun. Okay, it's so much fun. I loved this. I love doing this. My reactions to this are, dare I say so myself, very funny. I am a very funny person. Sometimes. Most of the time. Not sure. But I like it, okay?